New World's PTR is getting updated and it's going to be released tomorrow. And it's bringing back a classic. It's bringing back the leaderboards, and details beyond that are nowhere to be seen right now. So let me show you what we've got, and then we'll talk about why it might be a little bit weird. So here we have it, PTR leaderboards. Literally just leaderboards, nothing else. Now the PTR itself is coming tomorrow at 1 p.m. PDT. I'm guessing that's Pacific time, right? In the UK, that's about 10 in the evening. I will be streaming that, so if you do want to catch that, then make sure you subscribe. Everything here is the same old, nothing too interesting. But then we get what we're actually going to get in this patch or in this PTR cycle, and that is this: leaderboards. Leaderboards will recognize players, companies, and factions across the following categories: mutate expeditions, faction war, play versus environment, play versus players, trade skills. Every category contains a subcategory. For example, faction war includes territory control. Finish at the top of any weekly, monthly, or quarterly leaderboard rotation for exclusive skins and titles. Now, and the word there is any. Finish at the top of any weekly, monthly, or quarterly leaderboard. That wasn't the case, at least we didn't believe that was the case previously. We thought it was going to be some specific ones and not everyone was going to have a skin or a title or what have you. So that's an interesting change. But everything else, like with how you actually get to it and stuff like that, that feels completely the same as what we've had. Now you might be excited about PvP influence, you know, changes to light armor and stuff like that. Well, you can be excited all you like, but they're not in this document. Well, if I scroll down, it's literally the same stuff as ever. There's nothing here. It's all the same stuff. Now, what is going on here? Now, it's my assumption that this is the same as what they've done in previous PTRs, where they're going to test little bits at a time. I think we don't actually know. They say you can go on this PTR subforum, but there's nothing actually there when I click it yet. If I compare this to the Starstone Barrows and Reed Expedition mashup PTR, well, you can see that this had a lot more stuff just in it by default. Now, whether or not they've just omitted it this time, or whether or not they're just not going to put them in, I don't know. But there was more stuff in that previous one and in pretty much all previous PTRs, but that's not what we've been shown. I lied, by the way. On this Starstone one here, it does actually say any, but I got the feeling that it wasn't any, but who knows. So we're a little bit stumped. That's all we have, right? We don't know what else is coming. It's just gone past 11 o'clock at night in the UK, so if we do get the form with the full notes, there's nothing I'm going to do about it tonight, right? So yeah, I'm a little bit baffled. There has been some other news that I wasn't really going to make a video out because I didn't really think it made sense to make its own video, and that is the change to the server transfer cooldown. Now, they tried to do this in the start of December, but then they realized people were getting retrospectively locked out of server transfers, and they said that's not really fair because you transferred without knowing it was coming. They gave us warning then that this was going to happen at the start of January, and well, they're doing it now on January 25th. Basically if you are on cooldown from 1 to 3 days, any cooldown whatsoever, it's getting extended to the full 30. So you need to make sure you're on the right server right now. Well, technically before the 25th, so you've got a week. So not right now, but now-ish. Now, do I think that's a good idea? Honestly, I thought 3 days was a little bit low. I personally felt somewhere maybe like 2 weeks would maybe be appropriate. 30 days I'm completely okay with. It will slow down that mass migration that we see, but I hope that they like maybe have a little bit of leeway when it comes to big content patches. For example, with Brimstone, I moved away from Barry and then moved back when it opened. I'm not saying I would have got caught in the cooldown because I don't necessarily know when I did it or what have you, but I would like a little bit of leeway when something big is happening and you don't want to queue. So there's not much else to say. PTR is opening. It's the leaderboards, which we had previously, but they're bringing them back. I'm not sure what changes they'll have made. Maybe they're actually going to be changes to how it actually works in terms of like the back end, and we're just not going to see any changes. Either way, that might be a little bit sad if it's just that on its own, but maybe we'll actually have all of the balance changes. Maybe there will be the influence changes. I sort of doubt it. I think it will sort of be like a mix and match of both. Maybe we'll get some balance changes, but not all of them. But I don't think we'll get the influence changes. I think that might be in a different patch. But yeah, I just thought I'd let you guys know it's happening tomorrow. I'll be testing it out. Join me live if you want to do that. Make sure you subscribe. I might be a little bit all over the place. It's late and I'm a little bit under the weather yet again, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Big shout out to my YouTube members. You can now join Patreon if that's something that you want to do. I need to like rework all the titles because I've changed them, but it is what it is. If you don't want to do that, consider following me over on Twitch. Have a most beautiful day. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.